Hello everyone and welcome back. We are middle of February and me and Levi's working on the never ending fencing project. But it has rained this morning and I'm in a t-shirt. Weather's probably in the 50s. And I don't know how well the camera's gonna show it up here, but this grass is starting to turn green, which is not that uncommon this time of year for grass starting to green a little bit. The problem is we're not getting any below freezing temperatures at night, and that's a bad thing, and I'll explain to you why. Both in pastures and hay ground, is what happens is it stays warm and wet, which is ideal growing conditions. This grass will start to grow, and almost every year, now some years it doesn't happen, but almost every year what'll happen is we'll get a cold spell. Stay warm for 3 or 4 weeks here in February, and the grass will break dormancy and start growing. And then when now this is on the south side, so it's going to be a little more pronounced over here than other areas. And then we'll get a cold spell, winter will come back, and it'll stunt the growth of that grass. And I've seen that happen several times. And it will really reduce the grass down from what it would be normally. Now, with this warm weather, and I'm not talking about my neighboring farmers, well, I guess I am a little bit. With this warm weather recently, I've seen several people putting out fertilizer on pastures and hay ground, and you can see the grass is starting to green up and grow a little bit. I've started seeing some of my neighbors put out fertilizer on their pastures and hay ground. That's just going to make that situation worse. If you feed the ground this early. So even though we're kind of getting up toward the end of winter, getting close to early spring, typically we get most of our winter weather in March. Even though I would like to see it stay cold, or at least maybe if we have now I'm not in charge of the weather, and that's a good thing, and because it would be a mess if I was in charge. And I'm not complaining about it, but what I'd like to see is at least one out of 3 or 4 days dip below freezing at night at least, and that'll slow it down, and that keeps the grass toughened off. If it breaks dormancy and starts growing real quick, it'll be tender, and very, very tender, and it'll get burned, and it'll take it a long time to come back out of it. So we're kind of rooting for some cooler weather. I just got a notification on my phone just a few minutes ago that we're under a winter weather advisory tonight, so maybe, just maybe, we'll get some cooler weather, which will be nice. I'm gonna sit here and rest for a minute, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Ground's pretty wet, muddy, and we're not been able to do much. Hopefully we can get this fence project wrapped up. Seems like it's taken forever. Of course, we've had to redo a couple things, and haven't really had a chance to work on it, but we're to the point now that we can work every evening and make significant headway. So but hopefully we can we've got 2 more strands of wire over here next to the woods, and then just stringing the wire around the other, which is straight lines, and that makes life very easy, and there's no rocks and trees and bushes and stumps and stuff like that to go around. So that makes life, like I said, a lot easier for us. So if you like what we're doing, there haven't been a lot of videos lately. We haven't been doing a whole lot. But if you like what we're doing, please subscribe. If you have subscribed, we thank you. If you do subscribe, hit that little notification bell so you'll know when we do post a video. And see a video you like, let us know, comment, whatever. And until next time, take care of yourself.